put it right. So before I start painting today, I want to show you these shell palettes that I've been using for oil painting. Alright. They're shells which we have actually eaten out of. They were full of coquille Saint-Jacques, and I always save them. If I save them not to take a few on Camino with me, I save them for painting, and I normally was using them for watercolours because they wash afterwards. But then the other day I needed something. I reached out and got one. I used it to mix some greens, and they're quite good. You'll see me using them. They're quite handy. They're the right size to go in the hand. You can have your paint right next to where you're painting, like that, you see, and you can mix the paint because it's got these natural little ribs in here. It comes in, I found, very easy for mixing paint. It helps, and you can, especially most of the time, you may want to just clean it out. You might not want, a yellowy green, a greeny green, a bluey green, and you can just use these very easy to mix just about what you want. And then in the evening when there's paint left, again you can probably see here that when you spray with the oil, that just keeps the paint nice and wet. And then when I'm ready to paint, before I'm ready to paint, I just put that, I can either run that oil off or I just put it to the bottom. It's not a problem. Okay, now this is particularly useful for me because I'm painting this style where I'm doing kind of little blocks. I am having blocks of colour, I'm not having to mix a lot of colour, so I don't have to use a standard palette, which is like the oval shaped or square shaped. The other thing I use a lot when I'm painting are these, and again you can put the colour on and then just come in right next to where you want to paint. So you're not coming down and up, down and up. So it suits my style of painting. It probably won't suit everybody's style of painting. I particularly like using these scrapers because they clean extremely easy. And you can still have that bit there ready for some grey. They clean very easy. And you can use both sides. I use these a lot when I'm doing portraits. If I need both hands, I can attach them, I can clamp them to the side of the board, and I can like that, and I can be going in. I'm only travelling a small distance from my paint to the subject. There you go. So that's two types of little palettes that I'm using. The shells, one dedicated to green, one dedicated to yellow, one for blue, and if they get too dirty, really gungy, then go out into the garden. There you go. Right. Cut. Coupe.